Your first speaking assignment in COM 231 is a self-disclosure speech. I've entitled it, Who Am I Really? So it's a 5 to 7 minute presentation in which you describe the real you. As you think of your identity, some aspect of your identity is individually constructed. These are certain core attributes that are innate, that are a part of you, maybe genetically, you might say. And then there are certain parts of your identity that are socially construction in the interaction with others. The African community have a saying, umuntu, ngumuntu, ngabantu. A person is a person through people. What that means is that certain aspects of ourselves are formed in the interaction that we have with others. That is the social construction of your identity. A reminder that your identity is complex and multidimensional. That core sense of self, that inside self, is reflected in certain attributes and characteristics, and you may not show this to others. Examples include the fact that you are kind, responsible, compassionate, independent. The outside self is what is obviously evident to people around you. There are certain dimensions that are also central to your identity, and these might include race, culture, gender, sexual orientation, religion, social class. These are salient or significant depending on the context and depending on the person. You can read this in the Who Am I Really instructions, and it gives you a little bit more information as to how for some individuals, a race might be salient. For other individuals, religion might be salient, and for others, culture might be salient at various contexts, at various times. So when you think about your identity, think about how you may be involved in it in terms of past. You may be externally defined, and so you might accept the way people describe you, and you might say, well, that is who I am. Or you might be active in construing your identity. This is where it's internally defined, and you might negotiate certain aspects with those that you come into contact with in terms of your identity. So passive involvement occurs when you allow others, society, family, friends, to define you completely. You passively accept this construction of self. Active involvement occurs when you internally define self and then negotiate any external construal of self with others. So your goal in this presentation is to dig deep as you reflect on what makes you the person you are today. Our goal is to celebrate your uniqueness and diverse background. Reflect on what you've learned from your experiences, your hurts, your successes, your failures. And as a class, as a community, we will listen empathically as you share your story, your narrative. And we will also celebrate our diverse backgrounds for the purpose of inclusion and equity. So remember, this speech is not designed to be a what am I really or what I do speech. In that I'm a student, I'm a wife, a husband, I play basketball. You must go beyond these roles and activities that you engage in and tell us how these roles and activities have shaped your character. What personal characteristics make these roles either a success or a failure at times? You may describe an event or a series of events or an individual or a series of individuals that have influenced you, and explore these concepts with examples from your life that support each main point. What I mean by that, the examples, is that you must tell stories. The key to the success of the Who Am I Really presentation is that each main point is supported by a story. So don't give us a speech in which you are abstract. meaning that you might say, I'm sensitive. Well, a lot of us can say we are sensitive. That's way too generic and abstract. Fill out what it means. Help us visualize what it means for you to say that I am sensitive. Okay? Again, use a metaphor to describe who you are. This is part of the creative aspect of speech making. Again, I'm looking forward to these presentations. These are, I think, my favorite speech in the course. Have a great day.